So as of late, Ben Simmons has been talking absolutely crazy about why he thinks he's the Defensive Player of the Year, with him dissing Rudy Gobert, saying that he loved whenever he saw Gobert guarding him, or how he said Gobert isn't the Defensive Player of the Year since he only guards the paint. And he has just been having a lot of confidence in his defense, and he truly believes that he can win the Defensive Player of the Year and that he deserves it. And to be honest, I agree with him. So in today's video, I'll be giving you 4 reasons why I believe Ben Simmons should be this season's Defensive Player of the Year. Before we get into the video, I ask you to drop a like on this video to help my channel grow, subscribe to my channel if you want weekly NBA content, and tell me to reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers, and comment on this video to start a conversation with me. I respond to all of my comments, and play that intro. The first reason I think Ben Simmons is this season's Defensive Player of the Year is the fact that in today's NBA, everyone preaches versatility. It's better to be good at multiple assets of the game rather than just one, and Ben does just that. As in my opinion, I honestly believe that he's the most versatile defender in the whole NBA, and the only guy who you could argue is Giannis Antetokounmpo. But I would say Ben is more versatile since he's a better perimeter defender, and he's just as good at guarding big men, and Ben is a guy who can also be switched on to guards. Like, I would have the confidence to put him on a guy like Kyrie Irving or Damian Lillard, and I actually think he could do a good job. As I said, Ben is one of the 5 best perimeter defenders in the whole league, since he's a 6'10" big and strong forward with a 40-inch vert and really good speed. There's no way that guy isn't a menace on the defensive side of the floor, and there's no way he's not a guy that you would fear. Ben can be put on Damian Lillard one night, and then the next night he could be put on a guy like LeBron James, and on both of those guys he'll do as good of a job as you can. Ben is also just as good as a help defender. He's great at being a guy who provides help and contests shots in the paint. And in my opinion, being a versatile defender is clearly better than a guy who is just good at one thing, since those kind of players have more impact on their team and they can be put in different situations where a non-versatile defender can't do that. When you look at the leaderboard and the race for players who you might put Simmons under for the Defensive Player of the Year, it's guys like Rudy Gobert, Miles Turner, or Giannis Antetokounmpo. And I honestly believe Ben should be over all of those guys since he's much more versatile, and I think he impacts the game way more. Since Gobert is an absolute more of a stud at defending the basket, but he's not a guy who can go out and lock down a perimeter player. And on top of that, he can't do it at an above average level. And Gobert also can't even lock down players his own size, since Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid have gone absolutely off against him. I think Ben is better than Giannis on defense, since he has simply been a bit better this season as he's leading his team to a higher ranked defense, and every night he takes the hardest assignment where Giannis doesn't. And I think Ben is better than Turner for the same reasons I believe he's better than Gobert, and on top of that, Turner is a bit worse than Gobert. So I believe in a league where we value versatility this much, it should go to the most versatile defender in the league, just how last year went to Giannis. The second reason I believe Ben Simmons should be the Defensive Player of the Year is the fact that if you look at the stats, Ben is clearly one of the best defenders in the whole NBA, as he is currently the best defender on his team, the Philadelphia 76ers, who have the second best defensive rating in the NBA, and a lot of that is because of Ben Simmons, and it should really help his Defensive Player of the Year case. Ben is currently tied for 9th in the league in defensive box plus minus, which is a stat that tracks how much points a player contributes to their team's defensive rating, which shows how much of an impact he has on his team. Ben is 3rd in the whole NBA in defensive win shares, which is a stat that estimates the amount of wins contributed by a player. Ben also does a lot of the little things on defense, as he's 5th in the league in defections, and he's also 3rd in the league in loose ball recovered, which just shows that he makes a lot of hustle plays and he just prides himself on his defense a lot. Now I'm going to name some NBA superstars, and I'm going to say their field goal percentage while being guarded by Ben Simmons. Russell Westbrook shoots 39% from the field, Pascal Siakam shoots 29% from the field, Donovan Mitchell shoots 38% from the field, Giannis Antetokounmpo shoots 25% from the field, and many other stars shoot terrible when Ben Simmons is guarding them. And obviously I did just handpick from a select few that would make Ben look good, but nonetheless, these are some elite players who Ben has had great success against. So when you look at the stats, it backs up the claim that Ben is one of the best defenders in the league. But stats won't show you the full story. You actually have to sit down and watch games and see how good a player is on defense in the game. And when you watch Ben, he simply looks like one of the best defenders in the league. And in my opinion, when he defends the perimeter, to me personally, he looks like the best defender in the whole league. Because I've seen him absolutely lock down star players in important moments or just in games in general. And he just simply makes other teams' best players uncomfortable when they're playing basketball. Because I figure trying to score on a guy who's this big and strong can't be easy. Simmons can absolutely lock down a whole team's offense like a Rudy Gobert or Miles Turner, which is definitely a huge advantage to them. All respect. But Simmons can lock down the opposing team's best offensive player on the perimeter, and even though Turner and Gobert can do that against most big men, against the elite big men in the league, I feel like they don't do as good of a job as Simmons does on the elite perimeter players in the league. In my opinion, I feel like Simmons' ability to slow down or even sometimes completely lock down perimeter players in the league is a bit more valuable than Turner and Gobert, since a lot of times the perimeter players have the biggest impacts on their team. So if you lock them down, then it could ruin their whole team's flow and offense. So all I'm gonna say is when you watch the 76ers, you will instantly notice how good on defense Ben is, and that just shows how great he is on defense and why he should be considered the defensive player of the year. To conclude the video, I think at this current moment, Ben Simmons has played like the best defender in the NBA, and around the NBA community, I just see too much Ben slander. But some people don't realize how good this guy actually is on the defensive side of the floor, and I just wanted to shine some light on that. If you think Gobert or Turner or Giannis deserve the award, I won't call you crazy or anything, because in my opinion, it's somewhat close, but in my opinion, I just give the slight edge to Ben. Anyways guys, that's it for the video. Let me know who you think is the defensive player of the year. Drop a like on this video to help my channel grow. Subscribe to my channel if you want weekly NBA content and to reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers. And comment on this video, start a conversation with me. I respond to all of my comments. And I'm out.